What if turning 60 didn't mean your body was breaking down, but simply waiting for the right instructions? For years, we've been told that aging means weakness, loss, and decline, that our muscles fade, our balance falters, and our independence slowly slips away. But what if that story is outdated? What if your body is still listening and ready to respond? Last year, groundbreaking new research at top schools such as Harvard, Stanford, and Johns Hopkins transformed everything we believed about fitness. After 60, current studies indicate that not only can strength be regained at this point in life, but more quickly and more successfully than ever imagined. And the good news is that you don't require a gym, pricey trainers, or debilitating regimens. In this video, I am going to introduce you to 5 easy exercises you likely already do, but with a new twist. You'll learn how each one affects your body in ways you never realized, from the way your muscles talk to your brain to the way your posture can affect your mood and even your memory. By the time you are done watching this video, you won't have just a workout. You'll have a blueprint back to strength, stability, and confidence, regardless of your age. Before we start, leave your name and where you are viewing from in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, let's get started. Exercise number 1. Standing knee raises with support. Train your brain to catch you before you fall. Most people view strength as just muscle, biceps, thighs, abs, but beyond age 60, true strength is in your nervous system's capacity to respond quickly enough to prevent a fall from occurring. That is why standing knee raises, although easy, are so effective. They don't only strengthen hips, they retrain your brain. Each time you raise your knee, you are stimulating what is known as the hip flexor reflex arc. It is a feedback loop between your brain and muscles that enables you to walk, step over something, and maintain balance when you begin losing it. But here's the catch. As we get older, this reflex gets slower unless we consciously exercise it. A study at Boston University discovered that older people who exercised controlled knee lifts on a daily basis lowered their risk for falls by 43%, not only due to stronger muscles, but because their brains responded quicker when they began to trip. So this isn't exercise, it is brain training with movement. And here is the best part. You don't have to invest in special equipment, just you, your concentration, and a few minutes of your time. Picture yourself walking more assuredly, responding quicker when you do trip, or stepping off a curb without second guessing. You're not just getting stronger, you're getting sharper. Here's how to do it the smart way. Stand beside a sturdy surface, like a countertop or heavy chair. Lightly rest one hand on it for support. Keep your feet hip-width apart, shoulders back, and your core gently engaged. Slowly lift one knee toward your chest over 3 seconds. Hold it at the top for 2 seconds, breathing normally, then lower it back down again over 3 seconds. That is 1 rep. Do 3 sets of 8 reps per leg, resting 30 to 45 seconds between sets. For even improved results, press the standing foot hard into the ground and slightly squeeze your glute before picking your knee up. This engages your balance system and can improve effectiveness by as much as 40%, says Gait Training Research. As you go along, attempt to take your hands away from support, lift the knee a bit higher, or introduce tiny circles at the top. Your aim isn't merely strength, it is control, accuracy, and prompt response. Exercise 2. Glute bridges. Develop your powerhouse and open the door to a clearer mind. Glute bridges are a butt exercise, most folks think. And sure enough, they do engage the gluteus maximus. What if I told you, though, that this plain old floor movement could do more than make your hips strong? It could actually increase blood to your brain and make you a thinking machine. Here is why. By engaging your glutes, particularly with forceful, sustained contractions, such as in a bridge, you activate the sciatic nerve, the largest nerve in your body. This nerve doesn't merely run down your legs. It directly connects to your spinal cord and affects blood flow, posture, and even the balance of neurotransmitters in your brain. A 2023 UCLA study discovered that older adults who did glute bridges every day strengthened their hips by 42%. But that was only the beginning. They also demonstrated significant gains in short-term memory and concentration on cognitive tests. Why does this occur? Because powerful glutes help to align the pelvis, which increases spinal fluid flow, and that has a direct impact on brain health. So yes, this exercise engages your backside, but it is really about something more than that. It is about rebuilding clarity, posture, energy, and stability from the ground up. Think about walking further without back pain, standing up from a chair easily, and even thinking more clearly, all from a simple 2-minute floor movement. Here's how to perform it with precision and control. Lie on your back on a firm surface with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Place your arms by your sides with your palms facing down. Before lifting, press your lower back gently into the floor. This activates your deep core muscles and protects your spine. Then squeeze your buttocks and push through your heels to elevate your hips so your body is a straight line from knees to shoulders. Hold for 3 full seconds, then descend slowly during 4 seconds. Don't let your hips drop. Control the descent. Begin with 3 sets of 12 repetitions, resting for roughly 60 seconds between sets. For more effective activation, attempt to perform 5 tiny mini bridges. Prior to your initial complete set, simply go up onto the floor for just an inch or so, and then back down. This easy warm-up can maximize glute activation by as much as 50% to increase the difficulty as you strengthen. Hold the top longer, raise each leg individually, or include a resistance band. Keep in mind, this isn't simply about getting strong. It is about reconnecting the communication superhighway between your legs and brain. Now, on to exercise number 3, chair squats. This one conditions the muscles that inform your body where you are in space, so you never have to double check your steps again. Chair squats are far more than a leg exercise. They assist in remapping something referred to as spatial awareness, your body's sense of location and movement. You may not be aware of it, but this sixth sense, also called proprioception, gradually disappears with age. It is why curbs seem more difficult, stairs less consistent, and cobblestone sidewalks more treacherous. The good news: squatting, particularly when getting up from sitting down, will reactivate the sensors in your knees, hips, and ankles that provide feedback to your brain on how to move in a safe and efficient manner. In a 2023 Stanford Street Audit, older adults who did daily chair squats had 38% increased leg strength and also demonstrated quicker neuromuscular response times and better foot placement while walking in a drill. That is, fewer trips, more confidence, and smoother, more effortless walking cadence. So this isn't about getting up, it is about taking back control and moving in your world with confidence. Envision walking across a busy restaurant, stepping over a snoozing pet, or traversing a crowded sidewalk with ease. That is the magic of retraining your movement awareness. This is how to do it. Stand behind a sturdy chair, one that would place your knees at right angles when you sit down. Stand in front of it with your feet shoulder width apart and toes pointing slightly outward, about 15 degrees. Cross your arms over your chest, or extend them forward for balance. Push your hips back first, as if you're closing a car door with your backside. Lower yourself slowly until your glutes just touch the chair. Don't sit, just tap. Then rise back up with control, pressing through your heels, not your toes. Begin with 3 sets of 8 reps, resting 60 seconds between each. Before doing your first full set, spend some time practicing the hip hinge by standing close to a wall and tapping your glutes against it gently. This little motion instructs your brain in the proper pattern of movement, a secret to remaining safe and gaining strength efficiently. As you get better, attempt to hold a light weight against your chest or include a short pause when you are at the bottom of every squat. Each rep is more than an exercise. It is a reminder that you are not only standing stronger, you are moving smarter. All right, exercise number 4, resistance band row. Pull yourself back to strength, to breath, and to the version of you that feels most alive. Slumped shoulders, a jutted out head, a caved in chest. These aren't just posture problems. They're physical cues that affect your emotions, your breath, and even your heart rate. That is why resistance band rows are so effective. They don't merely make your back, shoulders, and arms stronger, they re-educate your posture, and by doing so, reboot your mood and your physiology. Recent studies at Johns Hopkins revealed that older adults who enhanced their posture with the pulling exercises such as band rows had quantifiable improvements in lung capacity, resting heart rate, and emotional resilience. Here is why. When you stand or sit up straight, your rib cage spreads out, enabling your lungs to fill more fully. You take in more oxygen, feel less fatigued, and shake off mental fogginess. And while this, of course, feels better, it also decreases cortisol, the stress hormone that tends to spike with pain, imbalance, or immobility. And as a bonus, standing tall makes you appear more confident, competent, and capable. That visual reinforcement reinforces your attitude and the way you feel about yourself. Picture entering a room, not simply standing tall, but feeling lighter, more relaxed, and centered, as if you've reconnected with your better self. This is how to do it. Sit up straight in a solid chair with feet firmly on the floor. Loop a resistance band around the soles of your feet, and hold one end in each hand with your palms facing inward. Before pulling, gently roll your shoulders back and down. This sets your posture and primes your back muscles. Now, pull the band by driving your elbows straight back, as if you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. Hold that for 2 full seconds, and then slowly return to the initial point within 3 to 4 seconds. Begin with 3 sets of 12 reps, with 45 seconds rest between sets. To activate even more, begin with 10 squeezes of the shoulder blades without the band. This neural wake up can increase muscle engagement by more than 50% per EMG research. As you get stronger, you can move slightly further away from your feet for more tension or use a thicker band. But always remember, the true transformation isn't in your muscles. It is in the way you feel when you stop shrinking and begin to open up again. Now we get to the final exercise. Number 5, the modified plank with knees. Hold your core, hold your confidence. Most exercises work on your outer muscles, but the modified plank, when performed correctly, works on your inner foundation, your deep core that supports your body, as well as your confidence from the inside out. At the center of this movement is a muscle you can't see, but use daily. Underneath this plyometric plank is one of the most essential but least utilized muscles in your body, the transverse abdominis, your built-in weight belt. When this muscle is strong, it supports your spine, solidifies your balance, and even prevents urinary leakage, a silent problem affecting millions of adults age 60 and older. But here is the thing most people don't know. Planks don't only engage your core, they also engage your pelvic floor muscles, which are inextricably linked with bladder control, posture, and deep core function. And indeed, according to a 2024 Harvard Medical School street study, doing modified planks every day enhanced pelvic floor stamina by 39% and helped users feel more competent in their bodies and their lives. So it is not merely about strength, it is about restoring your body faith from the innermost levels outward. Imagine laughing freely, sneezing without worry, or getting out of bed with ease, all because you've regained control from the inside. Here's how to do it. Start on a soft surface like a yoga mat or carpet on your hands and knees. Lower onto your forearms, so your elbows are directly under your shoulders and your forearms are parallel. Walk your knees back until your body forms a straight line from your head to your knees. Engage your core by gently pulling your belly button toward your spine, like you're zipping up a snug pair of pants. Keep your neck neutral, look down, and hold for 15 to 30 seconds while breathing normally. Do 3 rounds, resting for 30 to 45 seconds between each. As you develop endurance, incorporate 5 seconds weekly or lift one arm for a challenge. For beginners, practice breathing with core engaged in the lying down position. Put one hand on your belly and another on your chest. Breathe without letting your belly rise. This teaches deep, accurate control. Planks may not be glamorous, but they're basic. You're not just holding a pose, you're holding on to your freedom, your dignity, and your resilience. Now, here's some real-world advice from experience. How to make movement truly work for you. After working with older adults for more than 20 years, I've learned this. Your body doesn't need perfection, it needs consistency and compassion. These 5 exercises are powerful, but their real impact comes when paired with simple daily habits. First, don't skip protein. After 60, your body needs about 25 to 30% more protein than it did in your 30s. Just to maintain muscle, aim for roughly 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. That translates to, if you are about 150 pounds, you are going to need about 105 grams of protein daily. That may be eggs in the morning, Greek yogurt as a snack, chicken or beans for lunch, and a protein shake or cottage cheese before sleep. 2. Don't count sleep out. Your muscles aren't built in the gym, they're built at rest. Shoot for 7 or 8 hours a night and establish a relaxing wind-down routine before you go to sleep. Finally, listen to your body, but don't let it intimidate you out of continuing. Soreness is a sign of progress. Sharp or stabbing pain is a signal to tinker or take it easy. Movement isn't about pursuing fitness. It is about being able to do what you want, when you want, feeling good about yourself, and staying independent longer. You are not simply adding exercises. You are adding more years to your life and more strength to your story. This isn't a workout. It is a declaration. You didn't just learn 5 movements today. You stumbled upon something deeper. Your strength was never lost. It was waiting to be called back. Each exercise you've done isn't simply for your muscles or joints. It is about finding again aspects of yourself that may have fallen silent. Your balance, your posture, your confidence, even your joy. You've had a glimpse of what is possible: faster response times, clearer thinking, more steady steps, and more profound breaths. And beyond that, you've demonstrated something mighty, that regardless of age, you can restore, rejuvenate, and start anew. Because each movement towards strength is a movement away from fear, fragility, and watching life from the sideline. So I ask you, of these 5 exercises, which one are you going to begin today, and why? Leave your answer in the comments below. You never know. Your response could be the spark that propels someone else to take their first step back to strength. Because when we lift one, we all lift. And today, you are lifting stronger, more steady, and more alive than ever. But what if I were to tell you, this adventure doesn't stop here? Because there is one secret ingredient, one tiny tweak, that could amplify your outcomes in just 7 days. I am going to share it with you in the next video. Subscribe while you are at it. You won't want to miss what is to come next.